We got dogs, bugs, birds, pseudo legendary, Pika and Split Evos too. Alright, let's get into the video. Okay guys, I'm back with more Mojave region content. I've already explained in spectacular fashion what we've done so far, but there's still a few things missing from that list, and some of those I've actually already done, like regional variants and other stuff. But there's stuff listed in the song that I still haven't drawn, like Counterpart Pokemon. Pokemon that have no evolutionary relation, but you can tell they are related in some way, like Miltank and Tauros, or Oranguru and Passimian, or most obvious, Throw and Sock. In most cases, counterparts are just used to make people want to get both games rather than just one, which kind of sucks, but it's the world we live in. I decided to make beast-type lions for the counterparts for this region. Now is a good time for me to go further in depth on what the beast type is, because I gave it some changes after the Eevee episode where I made a beast type Eevee. So the beast type was pretty much my way of giving a dragon type to Pokemon like Ursaring and Pyroar and Luxray and Lycanroc, because the dragon type is like a dragon type for like lizard Pokemon, but there's a lot of powerful mammal-based Pokemon that don't get a dragon type. They just get the normal type or the fighting type, which sucks. So the beast type is strong against psychic, dark, fighting, and ghost. Is weak to electric and poison, also fire. Resists water, grass, and ground. And is resisted by steel, electric, and ice. And also fire. Now let's get into the designs. I wanted to make a lion based off a shield, because when I googled lions as a form of a symbol, it said that lions symbolize protection as one of the many things they symbolize. So I thought to myself, shield, so sword and shield. And then we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I had to change that up. So I saw African shields, and turns out African shields don't come with swords. They come with spears. So spears and shields. So now we have our Pokemon. Let's get drawing. It's probably because this design, I never had time to just sit down and think because I had school and other stuff, but this took forever to figure out. Now, not in the actual time lapse, because you guess the time lapse, it says it only took an hour, but it took a lot longer than that. So, this design, I wanted to put a spear on this design without making it look plainly obvious that it's supposed to be a spear, like not just hammer on a spear onto the design, because that just looks horrible. Well, like, I tried it, you can see that, and then I was like, if I put a spear in this thing's mouth, I'm straight up ripping off Zacian, and I don't want to do that. Then I thought I was going somewhere with this, where I could just make it a helmet, and then make the mane all spiky, and that looked like it was working until I took a look and saw this design, and I was like, oh gosh, no, I cannot do this. I tried playing around with it more, or I tried playing around with the design a little bit more, and then I finally got an idea to just make the mane spiky, the front mane spiky, and then make the back half of the body more lean. To emphasize that it's a spear Pokemon, but it doesn't need to have like a spear right on it. And then I decided to make a mask as like one of the African shields to make the Pokemon look more African. It kind of feels like a bear when you look at it, but with the body type, you can tell it's a lion, or at least a panther-ish, and that's kind of what I was going for. So this is Spearion. Now I'm going to start taking a different approach to my digital drawing. Before I draw digitally, I'm going to draw traditionally to sketch out ideas so I don't have to spend a whole 10 minutes to figure out what design I should go for. It's a lot longer than 10 minutes because I accidentally started drawing in class a Pokemon. I didn't want to do that because I know it's not going to follow the Pokemon art style, and that made me very nitpicky, so I just didn't do that. And then I tried it out once. I didn't like the design. I'll show the design right now. So, but then you can see how I nullified it down to this, which was a lot easier and it was a lot less time consuming. So this design only took me like 40 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna start doing now. Okay, so this design, it ended up looking like nice type, but it's not. I honestly felt like I should have made it a nice type just so I could get away with its design. The design isn't bad. It's just, yeah, you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm actually working on a nice type video later, so I took inspiration from snow leopards and Stoutland. Well, subconsciously, I didn't do that on purpose. And I was going for like a blonde-haired lion because there are blonde-haired lions. They kind of look funny. And yeah, I can't really say much about this design. I just realized that this design was originally going to have two forms where it would just fold itself into a ball so it could protect itself with the shield. And so it could connect its tail shield with its main shield. And yeah, but then I realized that's not fair to Spirion, who only has you know, I'll get to that in a minute. So Spirion's thing is that he can jump into the air and then start spinning in the air and then making a spear thing and being like a javelin, like when you throw a spear here, and that's its way of attacking. And Pantheod would just use its mane like a shield. Yeah, it can harden its mane to be a shield, and harden its tail to be a shield, so it can protect from behind and the front. And its body is pretty much very thick and covered in a whole mass of fur, so attacks won't do much to it. So I can imagine it having a high special defense and regular defense. And yeah, abilities I had in mind were Spirion would trade, if there was a Pokemon that had rough skin, Spirion would trade wouldn't take damage from that ability. It would just do damage. Yeah. And that seems OP, but tell me in the comments if that's OP. And for Pantheod, which is the shield lion Pokemon, I thought it could trade whatever attack it got for trade the damage for whatever attack it got for a status condition. Like if it was hit with a fire type move, because this is a steel type, instead of taking a massive fire type damage, it would just trade that damage for a burn. And yeah, that seems OP too, but it's a beast and a fire type and a steel type, so it'd be 4 times weak to fire. And yeah, and I think that would help it in the competitive scene if this were an actual game. Now, my real problem came with the shading, because I've been a little out of practice with shading recently. It just hasn't been clicking for me as it used to. When I draw with my art style, I don't shade. I use the airbrush to input black in some areas to make it to shade, but here I actually have to shade. And if you guys want, I'll make a video on how I do the Pokemon art style. Because because I'm always trying to attempt the Pokemon art style with every time I draw a Fakemon or the Mahali region. And well, yeah, this is Pantheod. Now, Spirion would be in Pokemon Queen, and Pantheon would be in Pokemon King, because they give me the feel of those universes. What do you guys think? Are they different enough? Are they too different? I doubt that. Leave a comment and subscribe if you're feeling generous. And at least like, because that helps push the video out. Right, I'll see you next time. Bye!